Very good morning, track and field fans, and welcome to the National Stadium. And we're here for the J3A Qualification Series number 10.62. My name is Roger Haspel, and should be joined in a short while by Mr. Dwight Fraser, and we'll be giving you live and continuous coverage of this qualification series. Of course, it's the 10th series over the past 2 months, aiming to help Jamaican athletes secure respective qualification times for respective events coming up in the near future. Events such as the Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, because many juniors will be running here today, still seeking to get qualification times for the Boys and Girls Athletics Championships. The seniors hoping for qualification times as well for various international meets to come a little later on in the year, including the Olympics and so on. Of course, you'll be having a national qualification series in June. However, many of the athletes are using these meets to prepare for events, including Diamond League, Carifta Games, international games as well. So, very important qualification series. So we have a number of events here today. We start at 8:30, going until 1 based on the schedule. Among the events to come today include the 100 meters, both seniors and for both men and women, the 110-meter high hurdles, the 100 hurdles for women, the 200 meters men and women, 800 meters men and women. And we head over now to the first event of the day. It's the women 100 meters, section 1. We have 4 sections in this event. We have Antonique Strawn out of the Bahamas, representing the MVP Track Club. Julian Stewart, also of MVP. Then we have Shakira Bauer of St. Catherine High, Chanel Hollowell of QPC Sports, and another MVP athlete, Melissa Walker. On the set position, and away they go. Getting out very well is Strawn on the inside. On the middle now is Shakira Bauer, Hollowell as well. But Strawn holds the lead by 1.5 meters. And coming down to the wire now, Antonique Strawn of the Bahamas, and MVP takes it ahead of Shakira Bauer of St. Catherine, 11.76. The flash time coming across here for the young lady out of the Bahamas, training right here in Jamaica with the MVP Track Club. So early outing, 11.78 for Strawn. Bauer, 11.88. Stewart, 12.41. Julian Stewart, that is, third place in this opening event here at the National Stadium today, the J3 Qualification Series. So Strawn got a good start out there in lane 1, held her composure, held her form, held the step as well, and held on for the victory. Quite comfortable, 11.78, the official time for Antonique Strawn. So we're saying other events to come today include the 800 meters for men and women, 400 meters for men and women, 400-meter hurdles for men and women, and the 1500 meters. In the field, we have the women's shot put, the men long jump, the men discus throw, women high jump, javelin, men shot put, men high jump, women's discus, and women and men triple jump. Field events here at the J3 Qualification Series. Beautiful morning here in Kingston, Jamaica. And we're here at the National Stadium as Jamaican athletes continue to prepare themselves for events to come. This is the J3 Qualification Series for the seniors today. Yesterday they had the last chance for juniors, hoping to gain qualification times for the Boys and Girls Athletics Championships here in Jamaica, running from May 11 to 15, also here at the National Stadium. Strict protocols to be observed and adhered to for this year's champs. First and foremost, no spectators will be allowed. Champs will be a television event exclusively, maybe for the second time. Remember, in 2002, when the stadium was under renovation, we had a TV event. The champs then held at the GC Foster College over there in St. Catherine. And out of that event emerged a great one, Usain Bolt. He dominated that champs, and the rest was history. Going on to the World Junior Championships, dominating, winning right here in Jamaica. Youngest 200 meters champion then. Of course, going on to world fame, holding the world 100 meters and 200 meters record. So the second event on the program today, women's section 2, Hazley, Brown, Sasha Lee Forbes, Ramona Burchell, Michael Moody, and James Tucker. In the set position, and off they go. So Forbes gets up well. Tracking her is Burchell, leaving the field behind. The top two, Sasha Lee Forbes and Ramona Burchell. Forbes is holding a 2-meter lead. Down to the wire she comes and takes it. 11.14 the flash time for Sasha Lee Forbes, World Championship medalist. And Ramona Burchell, formerly of St. Andrew High. Second, 11.38. The official time now 11.17 for Forbes. And Burchell, 11.38. And Michael Moody of MVP, third place here. So here's the replay. Both Forbes and Burchell detached themselves from the pack quite early. And Forbes holding a 2-meter lead on Burchell, while Burchell had 4 meters on the rest of the pack. What you call showing a clean pair of heels. Second event this morning. Sasha Lee Forbes out of Sprintech, national representative. Semi-finalist at the World Championships in the individual 200 meters. And of course part of successful Jamaican 4x100 meters team. Sasha Lee Forbes. Cousin of another World Championship medalist, Simone Facey. So what you call running in the family. So we head over now to section 3 of the women's 100 meters this morning. And the sun is out in all its glory this morning. And beautiful conditions for track and field. Maybe the new norm to come in terms of hosting events early in the mornings. Traditionally, track meets of this magnitude held in the afternoon to evening hours. Curfew measures by the Jamaican government. 4 o'clock curfew. So the track and field officials decide to host these events quite early to get out of that way, clear ahead of the curfew hours. Of course, you know, it's brought on by the global pandemic, the COVID-19, coronavirus, however you want to call it. And of course, new strains continue to pop up all over the world. Section 3 of the women's 100 meters to come. We have Anna K. Maitland out of St. Catherine, Mickey Harriet of GC Foster College, Janet Allison also of GC Foster College, and Savannah Muir, she's running unattached. And off they go, getting up very well, St. Catherine's Maitland, but quickly closed down by Harriet of GC Foster College, and Harriet now opens up 4 or 5 meters, 11.69. Maitland second, and Savannah Muir third. 3 competitors in that event. The other GC Foster College athlete didn't start. So Maitland, or rather Harriet, winning 11.73. Maitland second, 12.36. And Muir, 13.23. Just to remind you, you're watching Stride Vision TV, broadcasters of non-stop track and field action. So coming up after the women's event will be the men's event. We have 9 sections in the men's 100 meters. So plenty of 100-meter running this morning. So we head over now to section 4. Women's 100 meters. We have Griselle Scarlett, MVP. Shoria Henry, unattached. Ranisha McGregor. Jura Levy. Megan Tapper of the 100-meter hurdles fame. And Kamaria Knight out of St. Catherine High. Juniors mixing with the seniors this morning. So they head to their marks, standing behind their blocks. So as we speak, the men's long jump is on the way. They go to their marks for this 4th section, the women's 100 meters. Scarlett, Henry, McGregor, Levy, Tapper, and Knight. Not seeing a Tapper there. So in the set position and off they go. Getting up very well was Henry. And the pack being closed now by Ranisha McGregor. In the middle of the pack, Ranisha McGregor holds the lead, and she's coming down to the wire, winning it by 1.5 meters ahead of the chasing pack. 11.55 the flash time for Ranisha McGregor. Coming down in the sprints. It's part of the overall background work for this young lady. 11.57 officially. Scarlett, 11.75 second. And third is Shuria Henry, 12.23. Nice early morning outing for these athletes. And we saw where Scarlett got a good start. Quickly closed down by McGregor. McGregor stepped to the front. And leaving back behind her, Knight and the pack. Here comes McGregor. Showing fine sprinting form, winning comfortably. 11.57. So the women's event now out of the way. 4 sections. And we now prepare for the men's 100 meters. We'll be having 9 sections. So it's now down to the men's 100 meters, 9 sections. And in this first section of 9, we have Javin White, Demario Gallup, Junior Grant, Orlando Moore, Michael Bentley, and Romario Williams of Sprint Tech. We are unable to give you a review of the results so far as yet, as the website that usually produces these up-to-the-minute official results not yet up and running. So we are unable to give you the official results. If you may be asking, hopefully we'll have that up and running in a short while. And of course, the competitors in the long jump and the field events. As we say, it's a beautiful morning here in Kingston. Sun is out in all its glory. So we have 5 competitors going to the starter's gun. Lanes 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. White, Gallup, Grant in the set position. And there's a false start, clearly. The man out of lane 7 could be Michael Bentley. That's the name here. Let's see how the officials will deal with this one. Clearly, he got off before the gun. And let's see how they will deal with this one. Bentley, all eyes out there in lane 7. And here comes the official coming across. And yellow card. So a warning for Bentley. And no doubt it's within the rules of these competitions. Here you can warn the athletes. So they go to their marks yet again in the set position, and off they go this time. Gallup gets up well, and Bentley and Romario Williams now going head to head. Romario Williams now takes the lead. He leaves behind him Bentley. Romario Williams high knee lift, stepping away to win by 3-4 meters, 10.34 for Romario Williams. Better known in the 200 meter circles, 10.36. Bentley 10.76 by standards. Not that outstanding, but Romario Williams, better known over 200 meters, stepping down 10.36. Early morning stride. So here they come. Bentley left behind as Romario Williams continue to open up quite a good distance on Bentley, winning comfortably this first section of the men's 100 meters. If you've just joined us, you're watching live and continuous coverage of the JAAA Qualification Series 10.62 here at the National Stadium. Number of qualification events took place for the juniors earlier in the week. Had one at Calabar, the Stadium East. Yesterday was the last chance one for the juniors as they gear for champs. Of course, in this week as well, we had both the Eastern Athletics Championships and the Western Athletics Championships. Eastern won by St. Mary High, defending their title. Stets retaining the boys' title in the Western champs and regaining the girls' title. Stets ruling supreme in the Western Championships. Section 2, men's 100 meters, we have Akeem Blake, Dane McPherson, Javon Rollins, Javon Minzy, Jamoy Evans, and Tyreek Wilson. In the set position, and off they go, getting up. It's Rollins, and on the inside it's Akeem Blake. If Blake holding the lead over Dane McPherson. Rollins, no Minzy today. Name on the card, but not out there on the track. But Akeem Blake winning. 10.34 for Akeem Blake. McPherson second, 10.42. Rawlings third, 10.64. Akeem Blake also more known in the 200-meter circle. And there he is in lane one, holding that lead, dipping on the line by a half a meter to Dane McPherson and Rawlings. Section 2 of the men's 100 meters. So we're saying earlier, we had some qualifiers earlier this week, the Eastern Championships and the Western Championships. Eastern defended by St. Mary High. And Titchfield second. And of course, out of the Eastern Championships, the top two in each of the sprint events would have earned automatic qualification to the Boys and Girls Athletics Championships. So our friends in the diaspora who normally would have come down for champs, wouldn't make any sense to do so this year. Champs will not have spectators this year. So you can watch that event on your respective favorite platforms in the comfort of your homes this time around. Head over to section 3 of the men's 100 meters. We have Nakish Compton, Kadrian Golson, Courtney Missick, Joshan Parks, Andrew Fisher, and Edward Clark Jr. Edward Clark Jr., formerly of Calabar. Set position, and off they go. And Golson gets up well, and Compton there, but out on the outside is Edward Clark Jr. now. Edward Clark Jr. is holding that lead, and he takes it. 10.36 the flash time coming across for Edward Clark Jr. Formerly out of Calabar, now of the Legacy Athletics Track Club. And apologies there, it's Fisher, 10.37. So apparently there's a switch of lanes or something like that. Oh yeah, Fisher winning. Andrew Fisher, the winner there of Section 3 of the men's 100 meters. Heading over now to Section 4. The men's 100 meters. So just a reminder that it was Andrew Fisher winning that event. 10.37 seconds. We have 5 competitors heading to this fourth section of the men's 100 meters. Daniel Chambers, Emmanuel Calendar on the inside lanes. In lane 4, it's Dexter Lee. Well, I'm hoping we are right here based on the lane draw. And off they go. Calendar gets up well. Lee in the middle of the pack now is running quite well. And they are coming out onto the wire. And 10.31. Rashid Dwyer out of lane 5. Winning 10.33. Calendar. Morris. Rashid Dwyer 10.33. For Dwyer, international medalist for Jamaica over 200 meters, Pan Am Games. Part of Jamaica's sprint relay teams that would have won medals as well. But that was a good outing for Rashid Dwyer. And so that is that, section 4 of the men's 100 meters. As we are joined in a short while by Mr. Dwight Fraser, coming to take over proceedings for the rest of the day.
No, no, not at all, Raj. I mean, not here to take over procedures for the rest of the day.
Okay,
But I'm
so
just here to join you.
yes,
So,
and you're
I
quite
mean,
early for next week.
oh yeah, yes, indeed,
For the
indeed.
11th qualification series, so very early.
I tell you, when I look at Rashid just winning that event now,
Yes.
Raj, he was a winner last week in his heat as well.
Yes.
And coming back here to win, didn't get the time just now, but interestingly, that the athletes use these as perfect warm-ups, Roger.
Right.
And certainly they are springboard for other meets to come. The World Relays are on this weekend.
Yes, in Poland.
In Poland,
a
yes.
number of teams have withdrawn. The latest was Nigeria
Yes.
yesterday.
And Jamaica out as well.
Jamaica was out from quite early.
Mm-hmm.
A number of teams not participating, which means that, especially for the men's 4x100 meters,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be very tricky in terms of trying to get qualification times for the Olympics. They're still holding on to that time they did in Doha in 2019, and I
Yes.
think it's about the 11th best time now.
Yes.
So very tricky. So the fifth section of the men's 100 meters, we have Joseph Rami Diosi out of 2. In the middle of the pack, we have Miller, and off they go. And it's a battle in the middle of the pack between the Barneswell and Miller. And Barneswell crossing the line first. Let's see, 10.52, the flash time coming across, 10.55 officially. And Del Miller second, 10.63. And Michael Campbell third, 10.68.
Michael Campbell with that 10.68 seconds. Obviously, last week I can't recall how he featured, but I remember Oblique Seville, his Calabar teammate back in the day, winning his heat. But Michael Campbell certainly look a little bit more bulkier, Roger, in terms of stature, which means therefore some work has been put in. Right. What has been the status of any field events? Are we up to date where that is concerned?
In fact, we are checking because they're quick to tell you that it should be a paperless event here in terms of, having the lane draws and so on results, but the website is still down at the moment. We had a hard copy,
website,
right?
Okay.
And the results website as well. Okay. Yeah, a hard copy, but the hard copy does not have on any of the field competitors.
Of the field competitors.
So
I remember last week, it was like a mountain to climb, because given what we had compared to the athletes who were on track, Roger, there were many eats that some athletes were in that we were looking on our paper and it just didn't match.
Right.
And the status of that since morning has been smooth, I understand.
Yeah.
Although you can always have the late withdrawal of athletes, Roger.
Right.
The JAAA has no control over that.
In terms of that, we had quite a few names earlier. For the past couple of weeks, we are seeing the name Dexter Lee.
Yes.
On the sheets, but he's not competing.
Not at all.
And this week was no exception.
Yes.
So, not certain where that is concerned.
Yes.
He should have been in the race with Rashid Dwyer. Was not there.
All right. So this is now section 6 of 9, and based on what we have on paper, I'm seeing Wavel Hines in lane 1. Chadwick Fisher should be in lane 2. Javoy Tokov, MVP, lane 3. Lane 4. Well, lane 3 should be vacant, but lane 4, Javoy Tokov, MVP. Lane 5, Tajay Gale, the World Championship gold medalist in the long jump at the last World Championship in Doha, Qatar. Tajay Gale runs out of lane 5. In lane 7, Jordan Nicholas. And in lane 8, Kasheen Green. But 5 athletes to the start. They're on their marks. And away they go immediately. The athlete running out of lane 2, Chadwick Fisher, gets up well out of lane 3, but this is Tajay Gale stepping on them and stepping away. No problem at all for Tajay Gale, Roger. MVP, 10.57 seconds.
Easing up. Tajay Gale,
looking rather smooth, yes.
He is a very good sprinter. Of course, he's the world long jump champion.
Right, out of Doha, Qatar, back in 2019.
Hearing that he also has interest in being a part of Jamaica's sprint relay team.
Yes.
Yes, 10.59 is official time, but quite a good sprinter, clocking 10.59, shutting down at 80 meters.
Yes.
He has good, it shows that he has good sprint speed.
Definitely.
Right.
Including his start. Really amazing, Roger.
Right. And of course, that speed is very important for the long jump. Look at him now.
Yeah,
here
shutting it down.
Quite smooth and jogging basically to the line, 10.59.
And we see Tucker looking to his left at the clock. And he was a runner-up in 10.78 seconds.
Yeah. Easily, Gale could be a 10-0 runner.
Yes, 10 flat.
Yeah, a 10-0, yeah, 10-1. If he runs flat out,
Most of us remember the story of Usain Bolt, who was a 400-meter runner, 2-4 runner in high school, got the fame at the World Junior Games.
Over 200 meters.
Right, and then the Carifta Games shortly after that.
Right.
But remember when he tried out for a 100 meters, Roger? What transpired?
Yes, I remember his first 100 meters meet at it was a Golden League at the time.
I think it was in Italy.
In Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia?
Yes.
Right.
That Golden League meet, and his first official log was 10:04.
Right.
That really kind of sent signals that he could be a very good 100 meters runner.
But when he broke the world record, Roger,
He broke the world record the
at,
following year.
at
In fact, he ran 9:76 here at the Jamaica
Jamaica
Invitational,
Invitational
which
meet, right?
after he came in when Asafa Paul pulled out, and
Right.
then 2 months after that, he broke the world record
At the Reebok Games
in
right.
New York. Right.
10.72. All right, so they're on their marks for the other eat, which is section 7. And away they go for athletes. We look to the athlete they're running out of lane 1. It is Javon White of GC Foster College, really looking smooth. Arm driving. He has no one to contend with but the clock. 10.65 seconds. And finishing second seemed to be 10.65 for Javon White of GC Foster College.
Yeah, GC Foster College quite well represented here again today. 10.67 for White. And after that Reebok Games world record where he dismantled Tyson Gay,
Yes.
9.72.
9.72 it was, yes. That Saturday afternoon.
That, in fact, that was a very kind of peculiar day in New York. The event should have gone off hours before.
Right.
But there was a thunderstorm.
Oh, yes.
And
right. I remember
the event
now. Yes.
didn't actually go off until late in the night. I remember we were at KLS, then Hubert Lawrence, and it was a very special night that night to hear the world record broken live.
I say good afternoon. I say good morning to my good friend Conrad Solomon, a former Calabar athlete who now lives in New York. He was the one who called me that Saturday afternoon and said, Bolt has just broken the world record.
Yes. And then, of course, you all know what happened after that. You went to the Olympics.
Yes, in Beijing, China.
Right. And set the world on fire there, winning 3. Breaking the world record again.
Yes, it was 9.69. Yes.
You know, and he's not beating his chest.
Yes.
My favorite race of all time.
And then I remember the IOC president at the time, Jock Rogger, said Bolt didn't show enough respect to the athletes.
Yeah.
A statement I cannot understand since that day until now.
Yeah.
You'd have seen many of the Americans how they can showboat when they win, Roger.
But that wasn't even showboating. That was just, beating it. I mean, he started to beat his chest from what? 10 meters out?
No, Roger.
Also, he had if you look back at the race, he had a pull shoelace.
That's right. On the right foot it was. Yes. Well, I know, Roger, your memory taking it back down to a T under science.
Right.
I remember also to a Japanese media corporation showed how many steps Bolt took. I think it was 41 if I remember correctly. And they show they slow the tape and show how each stride measured Roger. So it was down to a science.
Right.
Bolt, the greatest of them all.
And of course, he broke the world record again the following year in Berlin.
In Berlin, right? And that time it was now 9.58.
Right.
My gosh.
And that record has stood up ever since.
Indeed.
And, maybe another couple of years to come in terms of that amazing time.
Yes.
And he was the one who would have come closest to it again in London, 2012.
2012, right.
9.62.
9.62, right.
Right. And just a minor glitch, and he could have broken the world record again in London. Because he did go after it. If I remember that time, he also had something to prove with Johan Blake as well.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we're down
to memories in the men's sprint.
Yeah. No, Roger, if you go down the memory lane, we could be here until night.
Yes.
So now section 8 of the men's 100 meters. 4 athletes, and there's a second gun, which means that it could be a false start or a faulty start.
And earlier, for viewers, you remembered there was a pick start by Michael Bentley, but the yellow card came out as a warning.
All right, here it is, Roger, in slow motion. Take a look at lane 5 or lane 2. Oh, it could be the athlete out of lane 7.
Yes. Well, I expect to see a yellow card come out again as previously. Let us see.
Ronaldo Granan of Exeter Community College. Wait to see.
Yes, the yellow card comes out again.
Yes.
For him. So a warning.
Yes. So they're called to the marks for a second time. You're watching StrideVisionTV. Welcome to Sports TV. Of course, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what geographic zone you're watching Stride Vision. Away they go, clean start this time. And we look immediately to the athlete in the middle of the track, running there in about lane 5, Samuel Smith. Smith having to contend with Nikon Ebanks in lane 2, but Smith 9.86, Roger. Is that correct?
Cannot be correct. It
stopped
Smith from about 80 meters out.
10.65 for Smith. This is Samuel Smith of MVP track. 9.68 was a flash time we spoke about.
No, but in fact, the clocks had actually stopped from about 80 meters.
Yes.
So, but here comes the official time. 10 in the 100 meters, we had a world lead, Trayvon Brummel, yesterday, 9.88 seconds. Throwing down the gauntlet that he could be the man. Logging a 9.88 yesterday. Of course, the fastest Jamaicans this year would have been the likes of Nigel Ellis and Fort, Julian Fort. They clocked 10.03, 10.04 respectively about 2 weeks ago in Florida.
And on the women's side, Raj?
Sha'Carri Richardson,
right, of the United States.
Yes, she clocked the fastest time ever at this time of the year for a woman, 10.72.
And even she was saying, Roger, that she's not at her best yet, and her start is not good. I mean, she mentioned it on her Instagram page, replying to some other persons who were saying that she had peaked.
Okay, after this, we'll tell you that there's a big clash coming up with all the big guns at the first Diamond League meet.
All right, we'll go to
Sha'Carri Richardson is the great pretender, or she is the real deal.
Because many persons were saying that she was able to run some good times in the absence of Elaine Thompson and Shelley Fraser Price.
All right, so we'll have much more on that discussion when we return. You're watching StrideVisionTV, bringing to you live and continuous coverage of the JAAA Qualification Series right here in Kingston, Jamaica at the National Stadium. We take a break. We'll return with much more track and field action.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we're not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hungry like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look at. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, what? It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy, is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sir.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse. On demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now. COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dots. Though it's dandruff needed up.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotticksplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look at. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water dropping on my phone.
Smell good, one. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse. On demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
Rudy's London, authentic Jamaican restaurant, right here in your backyard. Find us at 50 Stoke Newington Road, NW16 5XB. For reservations, visit www.rudyslondon.com or call us on 0207 249 9930. Rudy's London.
We feel better having you around the party.
Jamaica.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dogs. Though it's dandruff needed up.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotticksplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look at. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water dropping on my phone.
Smell good, one. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sir.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse, on demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
Welcome back here at the National Stadium, and you are watching the JAAA Qualification Series 10-6-2 right here on StrideVisionTV. Yours truly, Roger Hasfall, along with
Dwight Fraser and Rog. I mean, we were having a discussion regarding the hurdles that we saw on the track, but now they're rolling the hurdles back, which means
they have scrapped the men's 110 hurdles.
and we'll be running the women's 100 hurdles.
Yes, an event in which Jamaica has been doing pretty well over the past couple of years, and have a new generation of runners leading the likes
Bridget Foster Hilton. Before you go to that, let us speak of the veterans in Bridget Foster Hilton, a world championship gold medalist.
Right, Delorine Ennis London, a
Right.
bronze medalist.
Right.
Yes.
Michelle Freeman,
Yeah, she started that trend. Michelle Freeman.
a bronze medal at the Olympics. I can't remember. I remember, no,
she
92 she
didn't.
fell.
Right.
96. I can't recall what trying to
Yes.
at 96.
But she really blazed a trail in the 90s.
Right. We'd have had
Right.
Lassina Golden Clark and
Lassina Golden Clark
but they never
followed.
featured, right?
Commonwealth champion Lassina
Right.
Golden Clark.
Not up to the Olympic standard.
Gillian Russell, world,
Russell, which is now
our
Gillian
first
Russell,
world
yes.
junior champion in the 100 hurdles. Going
that year, Jason Shelton, who represented Priory, featured well at the World Junior Championship as well.
Right. And then coming up down the years, Bridget Foster, she led the new generation into the 2000s.
Yes.
Vonette Dixon, Delorine Ennis
It's
London,
yes.
and so on, coming down. And the new generation, this time Daniel Williams, her sister. Then we have the likes now of the new generation coming up, the Akira Nugent, the Janique Browns, the Brittany Anderson.
Brittany Anderson, yes. Formerly of Vertec.
You know, Megan Tapper.
Yes.
Well, she was a world
Megan Tapper
championship.
Sims, yes.
She was a world championship finalist. Janique Brown was there as well, and Daniel Williams. She was a favorite heading into that final, and somehow managed to secure the bronze medal. Ali of the United States winning
Yeah.
that event there. So yeah, this 100 hurdles should be a good hunting ground for Jamaica this year. In fact, some very good athletes will not be making that trip to Tokyo. Very good 100-meter hurdlers will not be making that trip to Tokyo this year, based on the quite competitive nature in the 100 hurdles among Jamaican women as we speak.
And Roger would say that's a good problem to have, because when you have the cream of the crop competing, then you at least know, even though the hurdle is a technical event, and we know the slips and falls that can transpire, even when you're a favorite, at least that gives the coaching staff some level of confidence heading into the event, Roger,
Yes.
that at least one athlete could be on the podium.
Right. And of course, this event has been dominated by the Americans over the last just over a decade or so. So it's about time we can say that we have some quality athletes who will kind of turn the tide on the Americans in the women's 100 hurdles. As you watch your screen, there's a competitor in the javelin event. Fortunately, we can't give you any names.
You could
At the
perhaps look
moment.
back at your tablet, Roger, and then see if you could refresh that page. In the meantime, while Roger does that, and you might be joining us, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, And good night, wherever you're watching StrideVisionTV around the world. Earlier on, we had the men's 100 meters, and in the event you might have missed it, Javon White of GC Foster College clocking 10.67 seconds in Heat 7, one of the more promising times done on the morning. Javoy Tok of MVP track 10.78 to win Heat 6. And also to the last of them all, in terms of promising times based on what I saw, Chadwick Fisher make that Nishoy or make that Samuel Smith 10.65 seconds. He won Heat 8. Heat 7 was won by Javon White. GC Foster College 10.67. And section 6 was won by Javoy Tokov, MVP track 10.78. The last section of the men's 100 meters, section 9 of 9, was won by Shane Peter of Exeter Community College 11.32. In the discussion earlier with Roger, did say that the two fastest Jamaicans so far this year on the men's side, Julian Fort 10.04 and Nigel Ellis, the faster of the two, 10.03 with a world leading time. Natasha Morrison on the women's side 10.97 leads the Jamaican women at this point of the season on the 1st of May. The 1st of May is also a day when we have the World Relays. The World Relay is running over 2 days, Roger.
Yeah. So you'll find that a number of new teams you might be seeing
Would be merging.
coming, getting, because as you know, or as you're aware, the top 8 in each event at the World Relays will be getting automatic qualification to the Olympics.
Right. You mean Jamaica hold the world record in the men's 4x1? 4x1, yes. Mm-hmm.
With Canada pulling out, it makes it even harder. And of course, with each of the big teams dropping out, it pushes Jamaica down the pecking order. So Jamaica will quickly have to find some events
Right.
where at least 2 other countries are participating in to see if
which
they
they
can
can-
get the qualification time. They have the qualification time now they have the time based on the World Championships from 2019 because they use some of those times as well. That is why the women team possibly is very safe because they were the champion and that's among the fastest times and so on.
Yes.
But the Jamaican team, for the men's, it's quite tricky. They'll have to get,
At least in one of those diamond leagues where you have a 4x1.
or
yes.
they can agree to have an event where at least 2 other countries are participating in to see if they can get that qualification time. Because it will be 16 teams heading
Heading to the Olympic Games.
to the Olympics team.
Right.
8 automatic qualifiers out of the World Relays. So there's 8 spaces to be filled.
Right.
And as we speak, Jamaica is in 11th place outside.
Outside of that automatic top 8.
Right.
Yes, which is not good at all. But then it brings us back to the point where we're living in unfamiliar times, and unfamiliar times calls for unfamiliar circumstances. Because usually at this stage in May, the Jamaican male team would already been safe for any Olympic Games.
Traditionally, yes.
Traditionally, and that's not the situation this year. But certainly, between the JAAAs and the powers that be, hopefully the male team could get a race or 2 under their belt.
Also, there'll be quite a few of the Diamond League meets in which they'll be having.
Some 4x1s.
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
So let's see.
So we
but
hope
as of now,
The Jamaicans
they
sit in 11th place.
Yeah.
You're hearing it here on StrideVisionTV. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser, alongside,
Roger Haspel here.
and having this discussion regarding track and field Myself and Roger, we go way back. Roger, as far back
Very
as
far.
1999.
Right. So
Yeah.
apparently, Dwight, the men's
Only two
competitors, the
yeah.
110 hurdles.
Yeah, only two athletes.
Hmm.
So what transpired earlier, Roger, was that they had the
Hmm.
they had hurdles laid out for the women's 100 hurdles, and now it was adjusted to the men's 110.
Yeah. Well, maybe the lanes in the middle,
Yes.
at least, that would have been adjusted.
Yes.
Hmm.
So only two athletes, Roger.
Right. Deuce Carter and Lloyd Facey.
Deuce Carter, though, of Legacy.
Multiple international
Yeah.
for Jamaica.
And he runs out of lane 4.
And Lloyd Facey of MVP in lane 5.
So it's a technical race, this is Raj.
Very technical. Of course, we have the reigning Olympic champion in Omar McLeod. Quite a few others coming up. Damian Thomas, the reigning World Under 20 champion.
Omar Thomas out of Manchester High and Kingston College.
And here they go. Carter and Lloyd. So it's a battle between the two. Deuce Carter now has the step. Lloyd tries to close the gap, but Carter still holding that step and holding that technique. Here he comes now down to the wire and wow, he's pipped on the line.
No,
apparently.
Roger, I won't call this one.
Facey looks as if he got that window there in lane 5.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, you're correct,
indeed,
Raj.
14:29. Caught him on the line.
Yeah, I thought Carter, when you look back
Carter
at the
was
replay,
holding. Yeah,
but
Carter
I
was
thought
holding that lead.
Yeah, but he eased a little, I believe, and just didn't drag himself through the line with any kind of push.
No.
Or didn't dip at all.
No, because he definitely
Thought that he had it in the bag.
Right, but good for Lloyd. He stayed on his shoulders.
Here
Wasn't
they are
relenting
now,
at all.
coming over hurdle number 7, hurdle number
Yes.
8.
Here he comes now, still having the step. Deuce Carter at
Hurdle
that,
9.
but he began to struggle there.
Yeah.
And that final hurdle didn't clear it good at all.
Not at
which
all.
allowed Lloyd to come
To
forward
run on, yes.
and take it on the line. 14:29 for Lloyd Facey of the MVP, of course, known to produce good hurdlers.
So 14:29 and 14:31. The times there for Lloyd Facey, the winner of the men's 110 hurdles, and Deuce Carter, the runner-up of Legacy Athletics, 14:31.
So the adjustments now being made to facilitate the women's 100 hurdles.
Right. And the adjustment is specific to the height and also to where the hurdles are placed.
And if you're watching the screen, viewers, you're looking at the start there where the starting blocks are being sanitized.
Yes, part of the protocol being observed by the JAAA in conjunction with the Ministry of Sport and the Ministry of Health.
Right, so, and also the hurdles will also be sanitized as well. So, stringent protocols here to have these track meets up and running, and that makes us wonder why, based on what we are seeing in terms of the whole protocols to be observed, why it took so long for sports, or why it's still taking so long for sports to be up and running, because with all these measures disciplined, you come to a sporting event and it's like the safest place to be in terms of away from the coronavirus pandemic. In India right now, I mean, there's the Indian Premier League going on, but India is having the worst coronavirus
Spike
cases
in numbers,
today.
right?
And the safest place to be in India right now is in the IPL bubble.
Look at that. I think we're up on a break.
All right, so you're watching StrideVisionTV, the JAAA Qualification Series. We'll be back after this break.
London, authentic Jamaican restaurant, right here in your backyard. Find us at 50 Stoke Newington Road, NW16 5XB. For reservations, visit www.rudyslondon.com or call us on 0207 249 9930. Rudy's London.
We feel better having you around the party.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty duds. Those dandruff needed of.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look here. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, one. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, Sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse. On demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
There's a new you, ready to make a real change for 2021, and Peaberry Institute is just the place for you. At PBI, you can study nursing, medical assisting, and even become a home health aide. Short programs, flexible schedules, on-campus labs, superb student support services, caring faculty and staff. Bottom line, we care about you. Come, check us out. Financial aid available to those that qualify.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty duds. Those dandruff needed of.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.caribtixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we are homeless and a bus out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look here. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make a mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, wow. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sir.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse, on demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
Pure Water Jamaica.
Back here to Kingston's National Stadium. You're watching Stride Vision Sports TV, and we're here covering the JAAA Qualification Series. Yours truly, Roger Hasfall.
Alongside Dwight Fraser.
And you have joined us just in time for the start of the 200 meters.
Women's 200 meters. Seems as if, Raj, that we have two sections here.
Of the women's 200 meters. And apparently there are we see two competitors so far down there. The athlete in lane 3, Kadisha Dallas, out of the MVP. And out there in lane 5 is Shoshana Harris, also of MVP. So two competitors so far.
Of the four listed.
For the women's 200 meters.
Which means, therefore, that Vanessa Crooks of Swept Track should be in lane 4, and Ramona Hilton, also of Swept Track, should be in lane 6.
As of now, they are not there.
Absent.
They're hoping to have the competitors in the respective field events as well as some results for you in a short while.
Well, these athletes pushing for success, Raj.
Yes.
A maths teacher once told me that sweat is a dividend of success. The more you sweat, the luckier you get, the more successful you become.
Right.
And these athletes are putting in the hard work, Raj.
Putting in the work. And
week
of
after
course,
week after week.
Yes, and it's good to know that, I mean, they had a delayed start, but no doubt they should be getting into their groove now in terms of getting that competitive action, that competitive adrenaline flowing, so that when you meet your international compatriots,
or competitors,
you are there in quite a competitive mode.
You wouldn't want to be going in a major championship, running second best.
And speaking about international championships, there may not be a Carifta Games again this year based on what we are seeing.
Would you believe, Roger, that every week since we've been together, we've been speaking about that?
Right. Yes, it's still not yet officially
Every week we have spoken about
announced, but
Yeah.
based on the stringent measures in Bermuda in terms of the
Yes.
whole coronavirus pandemic, they have a no policy in terms of everyone, no zero policy in terms of the all persons entering the country will have to be vaccinated, and
You mean all competitors
whether
entering
you're a
Tokyo?
junior, we're talking the Carifta Games,
Right.
Yeah, and that is not gonna be feasible based on the zero tolerance policy in terms of entering the Bermuda country for the Carifta Games. So
And then Roger, it also borders on one's personal choice, because before, I mean, some months ago we heard that the vaccine is by choice and it's not mandatory. Now we're hearing like the Caribbean Premier League, for example. A story came out this week of fans who must be fully inoculated before they can come and enjoy the games. So it's no longer a matter of choice, in Roger.
the IOC, in terms of the Olympic Games, if you're talking about that now, the
I was
IOC,
talking about the Caribbean Premier League.
Oh, the Caribbean, the cricket.
Yes.
Oh no.
Earlier this week, I heard an announcement
Mhm.
of the fans to be inoculated before they can come and enjoy the games.
Well, as of now, it's still a no spectator event, and in terms of making their necessary plans and so on, that could be part of it. So let's see where that is concerned. But as of now, major sporting events, especially this side of the world, not yet allowed to have spectators. We have seen in North America and in Europe, spectators slowly getting
Coming
back,
Yes.
at events last week in the Carabao Cup final between Manchester City and Tottenham. Both sets of clubs were allowed, I think, 5,000 spectators.
Were those spectators forced to be vaccinated before they could attend?
I'm not certain.
Okay.
I'm not certain, but well, I'm certain they would have to produce negative results in terms of the COVID-19 tests.
Yeah. Well, at least.
Yeah. So, and in North America, in the NBA, we are seeing spectators
Yes, trickling
gradually
of spectators coming back, right, right.
coming back.
I think we need to do a
and in
little
the
bit more
MLS
research.
Major League
Yes.
Soccer too, spectators allowed back. Not certain if Jamaica is quite ready for that as yet.
And then I was saying, Roger, even if you don't allow spectators back in the kind of numbers that we saw before. All right, we'll pick up that discussion in a little while. So the women's 200 meters and the two competitors on the marks. Dallas in lane 3, Tashana Harris in lane 5. Away they go. First time of asking. Look to now Kadisha Dallas. They're running out of lane 3. And immediately rounds her teammate running out of lane 5 up on the corner on the turn into the straightaway. Dallas is all alone, stepping smooth, stepping strong, just less than 50 meters to go. And Kadisha Dallas having only the clock to race against, keeping her form and looking strong, looking smooth, running through the line. 24:38 the flash time. Kadisha Dallas winning of MVP track. 24:38 the time on the board for Kadisha Dallas. Rounded up now to 24:41. For Kadisha Dallas, 24:41, and her teammate Harris, 25:72.
All right, so that was the first of two sections. And the women's 200 meters, Kadisha Dallas, formerly of Homer Technical.
Yes,
Stepping
Roger.
to the fore here, as you've seen.
She
the
comes off the
replay.
corner all alone.
Quite comfortable and alone, pulling
Yes.
away. Ran a very good curve.
And Harris never provided any kind of competition for Dallas.
No, the only competition for Dallas there was to compete against the time. And 24 seconds.
24:41.
Good training run, no doubt for her. As here she is again on the curve, coming quite a comfortable curve runner.
Yes.
Runs the curve as if it's a straight.
And her head
here
not
she
bobbing, her
comes.
form being kept straight through the line, Raj.
Right.
And she's not in that swing song cadence, meaning she's not all over the lane.
No. Held her
form right throughout.
Right throughout. And comfortable winning.
Before we go into the next heat, Raj, and I believe that cost Veronica Campbell once at a major event. I'm not sure if it was a world championship.
I remember. I think there was
an appeal lodged.
Right, and she successfully. She successfully
was reinstated.
Right.
Yeah, because she was disqualified eventually for taking 2 strides on the line on the outside.
Right.
Right.
Which.
All right. So now we go to section 2, Raj.
The women's 200 meters, and we have Candice. The names there: Candice McLeod, Sheikha Cameron, Stephanie Ann McPherson, 400 meters fame, Ashanti Moore, someone was asking about her earlier.
Yes.
And Felicia Brown in the set position and off gate to go. 3 competitors. It's McPherson, Moore, and Cameron. So here they come. Still a tightly knit bunch. Coming on the curve, coming around now. And Moore on the outside. McPherson on the inside. Moore and Khadijah Cameron. So Moore now takes the lead. Cameron, McPherson now, she comes forward. She steps away from the pack, winning the section 2.
23:06 that time for Stephanie McPherson, Raj.
So
ran an excellent race.
23:03, McLeod second. 23:40. Third, Cameron 23:83. So that's a good time for McPherson, bearing in mind she's a 400 meters runner. So McPherson now crosses the line. It was tightly knit coming into the straight. Then McPherson stepped away.
Here is where McPherson asserted herself, Roger, coming off the corner and just stepping in front.
So McPherson,
not looking left, not looking right, only concentrating on her form and doing well to win that one. Moving to the men's section now, Raj. This is section 1 of 5. And looking at it based on what we have on paper, in lane 2 should be Roger Vassal of Titans International. Lane 3, Antoine Green, St. Catherine. Lane 4, Matthew Howell, MVP Track. Jonathan Nib of Exeter Community College runs in 5. GC Foster College Andre Dacres should run in 6. And Jahim Daosi unattached should be in 7. We're not seeing all the athletes. I've just listed all 6.
5. Okay. 5 sections in the men's 200 meters.
Yes.
And
right now we're looking at so 4. We're seeing 4 athletes out there. We'll make that 5 athletes out there. And we'll then double check what we're seeing based on what we have on paper. And lane 2, Roger Vassal of Titans International. I'm seeing also lane 3, Antoine Green of St. Catherine. Lane 4 is also occupied, Matthew Howell, MVP. I'm seeing lane 5 as well, Jonathan Nib, Exeter Community College. Lane 6, Andre Dacres has reported to GC Foster College. And Jaim Diausi, unattached, he runs in lane 7. So all 6 competitors there, Raj. They're on their marks. They're called to. The starter called them to the marks. Lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, 5, 6, and 7. 6 athletes for this section 1 of the men's 200 meters. They're on their marks. Into the set position, first time of asking, no problem at all. Look immediately to lane 2, Roger Vassal of Titans International. Immediately is up on Matthew Howell of MVP Track. Into the turn, the athlete from GC Foster College, Andre Dacres, looking strong and pumping and striding. He's in lane 6, having little to contend with from Roger Vassal running there out of lane 2. But GC Foster College's Andre Dacres The time in 1925 on the board, rounded out to 21.83. 1925 is a frightening time, Roger.
1925 would no doubt be the second fastest time of all time.
Yes. But the winner there, Dacus Roger of GC Foster College, 21.83. And Vassal, who was running there in lane 2, 22.08. Right?
All right, so in a short while, we'll be giving you some of the results that have, of events that have gone earlier. And we finally found those results for you. So, you know, for many of you persons who are interested in some of the results that have gone earlier. And let us start with the women's 100 meters and the event. Overall winner was Shashley Forbes of Sprint Tech, 11.17 seconds. And second was Ramona Burchell, 11.39. Both Shashley Forbes and Ramona Burchell out of Sprint Tech. And Ranisha McGregor, 400 runner, 11.58. Third overall, the women's 100 meters. So Shashley Forbes logging a 11.17 seconds to be the overall winner of the women's 100 meters earlier.
And Rogers did say that Ramona Burchell, the second fastest of the morning, 11.39. And in the top three, Ronisha McGregor, who won section 4 of 4 this morning, 11.58, the third fastest on the morning. All right, so now we move now to section 2 of the men's 200 meters. Looking at the lineup on paper so far, Roger said to give us some more results in a little while. Section 2, based on what we have on paper, Janoy Evans unattached lane 2, Keval Buckness and Catherine lane 3, Kashim Green lane 4 MVP track, but only 3 athletes reporting, which is lane 4, 5, and 6. Lane 4, 5, and 6 is Green, Missick, Gallop, and away they go on the gallop. And immediately we're looking at Missick of Titans International in the middle of the track. Oh, so smooth a runner he is. And off the curve and into the straightaway, it is Missick of Titans International. And having to contend with Gallop in the red and white. But Missick not showing too much, Roger. Maybe much wasn't required of him because he wasn't pushed all the way.
Right.
But Missick wins it, Roger.
Very modest 22.
Yeah, 22.2.
Right. So that is that. Section 2 of 5, the men's 200 meters. And we head over now to the third section. As there you just saw the replay there where comfortable win there for Courtney Missick out of Titans International.
Based on the result board, Roger, I think part of the digit in the thousandths section is missing. Not too sure why.
22.2.
So we should look now to section 3 of the men's 200 meters. In lane 2 should be Sheldon Anglin Jamaica Elite. Lane 3, Ramal Sewell MVP track. Devon Baker lane 4 MVP track. Rashid Broadwell, also 2 of MVP track, runs out of lane 5. Broadwell 2 weeks ago, Roger, ran a world leading 13.15
in the 110 hurdles.
In the 110 hurdles.
It's still the world leading time.
Right. And Andrew Fisher, Sprint Tech lane 6. Justin Chisholm lane 7 unattached. And Akeem Henry, also 2 unattached, should be in lane 8.
Right,
not too sure if all the athletes have reported though, Raj.
No, we are seeing lane 3 or lane 3. And we are also seeing lane 4. Yeah. 5, 6, and 7. So Sewell, Baker, Broadbell, Fisher, who won his section in 100 meters earlier, and Justin Chisholm.
So it's lane 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, Roger.
Right.
3 Sewell, 4 Baker, 5 Broadwell, 6 Fisher, and 7 Chisholm. Roger will have the commentary.
Are they on their marks? In the set position. And off they go. So getting up well was Baker, and on the outside Broadbell and Fisher, and they are coming now into the straight, and it's a Fisher and Broadbell of the 110-meter high hurdles fame, as well as Devon Baker. But Broadbell now, he goes to the finishing line in front. 21-15 for Rashid Broadbell in this third section of the men's 200 meters. Rashid Broadbell, 21-15. Chisholm in second. Third, Baker. So, Fisher, second, 21:39. Adjusted on your screens.
Make that 21:29.
And Baker third. So Broadbell there, stepping up to the 200 meters, showing his worth, showing that he can compete. There was for a moment challenged by Baker and Fisher. Fisher, who had won the 100 meters his section earlier, had to settle for second this time in the 200 meters behind Rashid Broadbell of MVP. No doubt another background work there by Rashid Broadbell.
Yes, and it's paying off, Raj. You know, you want these kind of development meets under your belt. You want this kind of background training. You want this kind of action in a competitive way. So when the big ones come, Roger, you're prepared.
Right, so
we look now to section 4.
Third section.
Right.
Section 4, the men's 100 meters, 200 meters coming up.
So section 4 should have, based on our lineup on paper, before you give you the confirmation as to who reported for this race. Section 1 should feature Radane R. Scott, Exeter Community College in 1, Horace Henry Jamaica Elite in 2. Orlando Moore of Titans International should run in lane 3. Lane 4 should see Jamoy Jackson MVP track, Akeem Blake in lane 5, Titans International. The two unattached athletes in lane 6 and 7 respectively, Waverlines and Zachary Chamberlain, and lane 8 should feature Ricardo Cunningham of Vision Track. The confirmation now as to who reported, Roger, that's a different story.
So at the moment, we are seeing an athlete in lane 4.
Seeing an athlete also
in 3.
In 3. An athlete also 2 in 5.
1. So we have lanes 1, 2. No, 1, 2. 3 is missing. Lane 4 is there. Lane 5 is there. Lane 6 is there. Lane 7 in there, as well as lane 8. So only one athlete
missing from the pack. All right, so they're on their marks, moving to the set position, and away they go. And the second gun, it seems as if the athlete Jamoy Jackson of MVP Track, running out of lane 4, would have stopped at about 5 or 6 strides into the race.
So let's see how they'll deal with this one. We have seen quite a few callbacks today, but no disqualification.
Yeah, none so far.
Maybe they'll follow suit this time around as well. And,
not too sure what transpired there, Raj. I was seeing the athlete Jamal Jackson of MVP Track just slow down after about 4 or 5 strides. And then the race was called back. It's now given a green card. Well, a green card charge to the entire field.
Yeah, a faulty start there.
And we're looking in your picture now to the women's long jump event.
Tisana Hickling among the competitors in the women's long jump.
And she was the one. She was the one just competed there, Raj.
Hmm?
They're moving now into the set position. And now we have a
Another
definite
second
false
one.
start here, Roger. In Rodane Arscott.
All right, so second time, no start as well. Yes.
We'll wait to see what will transpire now, Raj, because I definitely saw the athlete there in your picture in green, Rodane Arscott in lane 1, who jumped before the gun. Let us see if a disqualification will come here, but that was clear. Or at least from the naked eye, based on our vantage point, Roger.
A yellow card comes out for
Okay, so
yellow
which
card. That's a warning.
A
for
warning,
him.
yes.
Him specifically.
Yeah.
So, man there in your screen in lane 1, Rodane Arscott, being shown the yellow card.
So he's given a lifeline, Roger. You know, the right excellent Robert Nesta Marley said, "He who fights and run away."
Lives to fight another day.
But Rodane Arscott living to run one more time. They're on their marks into the set position, and away they go. This is the second time of asking and the third time of asking, and it seemed to be smooth so far. We're seeing Akeem Blake of Titans International with wave lines on his outside, and into the straightaway they come. Akeem Blake of Titans International really looking smooth. Jamoy Jackson of MVP Track will have to settle for the minor places. But
Well,
20.95, Roger?
well, he's hoping for the second straight week. He
Yes.
logged at sub 21 seconds.
Yeah, Blake
He
really
did.
looking good.
Well, last week he ran 20.97. This week he ran 20.98. So still in the said range. And the only runner last week to have dipped below the 21 seconds, the only runner so far to have dipped below 21 seconds again today, Akeem Blake. Of course, he participated in the 100 meters earlier. 29.8 for Blake, Akeem Blake. And he again had to settle for second in the 100 meters
Yes.
last week. In fact, third, he was placed third last week. This week, he was placed third in the 100 meters. This week, he has been placed second, and he again leads the pack in the 200 meters as of now, and could be holding on to that because he was the only one who dipped below 21 seconds last week. The only one doing so far this week at the JAAA qualifiers, Akeem Blake.
And this is where Jamoy Jackson of MVP Roger was really on his shoulders coming around the bend.
That was about it.
Yeah, that was about it.
Because Blake,
As Blake
really
did
opened
enough.
up,
Yes.
opened
Did enough to shrug off
right, and opened up
the
4
pressure
or 5 meters on
Jackson. And then Blake
was
winning.
second overall.
Yes,
in the
Jackson
men's.
second, 20.55, and the winner, Blake, 20.98.
All right, so the 100 meters, another result. 100 meters for men. You'd have seen it earlier. Rashid Dwyer, the overall winner, 10.34 seconds. Rashid Dwyer of the 200 meters fame of Sprint Tech. Akeem Blake, you just saw him on your screens a while ago, winning the 200 meters, section 4, in 20.98 seconds. Well, he was second overall in the 100 meters in 10.35. Romario Williams was third of Sprint Tech, 10.37. Anja Fisher, Sprint Tech, 10.38. And Adane McPherson, he round out the top 5 in 10.42 in the men's 100 meters. Again, Rashid Dwyer winning.
Can
overall,
we have the
10.34.
second best time on the morning, Roger, in the men's 100 meters again?
Akeem Blake, he was second overall, 10.35. And Akeem Blake of Titans International And Romario Williams of Sprint Tech, he was third overall, 10:37.
Okay. All right, so now we look to section 5, and Roger will have the commentary on that.
All right, so far we have among the competitors Stevan Peters in lane 1. We are not seeing an athlete in lane 3 or 4. No Dexter Lee as usual. And Rashid McDonald, he is set for lane 4, but I'm not certain if that is Rasheen Dwyer in lane 4. But Machine McDonald, Shane Bailey, Javon Minzy, Emmanuel Callender, and Daniel Chambers. So section 5 of the men's 200 meters. So lanes 8, 7 occupied, lane 6 unoccupied. In the set position. And off they go. 5 competitors. In lane 1 is Stevan Peters. And there is Rasheen McDonald, as well as on the outside Shane Bailey, the former national 100 meters champion. So Shane Bailey takes the lead. McDonald follows him. And on the outside is Callender. But Shane Bailey is striding away to take it, 21:16. And second, McDonald in lane 4. Shane Bailey there in your screen. 21:53 for McDonald, and Callender 21:74. Bailey winning in 21.19.
Yeah, the former 100-meter champion, Roger, out of Calabar.
Right.
21.19 seconds. A promising time.
So there was Rashid McDonald, and giving Bailey a brief challenge.
Yeah.
But Bailey
that pressure
shrugged
came a
him
little
off,
too
held
late.
him, held his step, held his distance, and here you are watching the replay again as Bailey and McDonald detaching themselves from the field. Callender was there or thereabouts for a while. Into the straight they come now, and Bailey now holding 2 meter on McDonald, holding that right through the end, and crossing the line first. 21:19 for O'Shane Bailey.
O'Shane Bailey has always been there or thereabouts, but I've not featured too prominently on the international scene. As we move back now to the
long jump, where Tishana Hicklin leading jumper so far this year in Jamaica out of GC Foster College. She's on your screen now, getting prepared to launch. So here's Hicklin sprinting forward now, drives forward, leaps, and it's good. White flag is up, so we await the official jump. The distance by Tishana Hicklin. Of course, the other competitors in this long jump field, we have Jodian Stewart and Melissa Walker, as well as Octavia Dunn listed. Not certain if all of them are there, but you just saw Tishana Hicklin out of GC Foster College getting a legal jump. All right, so Fraser, I think we have some more results for our viewers. So we so far had the 100 meters For women, Sasha Forbes winning in 11.17 ahead of Ramona Birchell, 11.39, and Ramisha McGregor, 11.58. The men's event, Rashid Dwyer, 10.34 ahead of Akeem Blake, 10.35, and Romario Williams, 10.37.
I think the fourth best time on the morning would have been O'Dane McPherson of GC Foster College, 10.42.
All right. Lloyd Facey of MVP, the winner in the men's 110 hurdles. Those are two competitor race there, himself and Deuce Carter. Lloyd accredited with 14.30 and Carter 14.32. Caught on the tape there by Lloyd Facey. The women's 100-meter hurdles. No official result as yet for that.
As that event never transpired.
And Stephanie Ann McPherson emerging the winner overall in the women's 200 meters. Stephanie Ann McPherson of Jamaica's 4x400 meters fame. World Championship Olympic finalist as well. Diamond League multiple winner. Stephanie Ann McPherson. And World Championship gold medalist in the 4x4.
Indeed.
She won the 200 meters overall in 23.07. Candice McLeod second overall, 23.41. Kashika Cameron of MVP third, 23.84. Kadisha Dallas, 24.42. And Shoshana Harris, the top five, 25.73.
And the time again for Stephanie McPherson?
23.07.
So 23.07 for McPherson. And she'll be part of that gold medal 4x400 meters team out of the 2017 World Championship in London.
Right.
Where the American was beaten in that last leg by our own Jamaican.
Novlin Williams ran a superb leg.
Roger, that's one of the most memorable
it was indeed
races for me in track and field history.
It was indeed. It was a very calculated run there by Novlin Williams-Mills.
In your picture, Roger, the high jump going on as we view it. And then Roger would look
the competitors,
to his sheet
we
to
have
see.
Kimberly Williams and Ramona Hilton, the two competitors in the women's high jump. There's Williamson. Up she goes. Easy does it for her. Not certain of the height cleared there. As we try to bring you the best information as possible from our vantage point as to and what has been given to us and what we are also seeing. And we do know is that Kimberly Williamson and Ramona Hilton, they are competing in the women's high jump as we speak. So you're watching JAAA Qualification Series 10.62 here at the National Stadium on StrideVisionTV. Yours truly, Roger Haspel, along with Dwight Fraser. We take a break. We'll be back with much more action.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we are now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dogs. Those dandruff needed of.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we're not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look here. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, one. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your first.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sir.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse, on demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
All right, we're back. We're back here on StrideVisionTV, and on your screen is the men's high jump. Easy does it there for the Wilson of GC Foster College, formerly of St. Jago. And on two competitors, Wilson and Raymond Richards of MVP.
So are we having the women's high jump and the men's
They
high
are
jump
doing it simultaneously, apparently.
Okay.
So here's the replay now with
and that would be in
Shane
the
Williams.
interest of
Here
time.
Easy does it for him. Easy clearance. And you know, Dwight, as we were watching this high jump, I was watching recently, up to, I think it was yesterday, Javier Sotomayor out of Cuba, the world record holder.
Yes.
Who maybe he still has that world record from 1993 of 2.45 meters, which is just over 8 feet.
1992?
In 1993. He broke the world record in 1989.
Right.
And he moved it to 2.44 in about 1991. He won the Olympics
in 92.
In 92.
In Barcelona.
And then set the current mark of 2.45, which is almost unattainable when you look at what the nowadays high jumpers are doing. I mean,
you could say that also too for the.
Just imagine your roof in your house.
Yes.
I mean, in your room.
Yeah.
You know, most times about 8 feet are just thereabout. And imagine someone leaping over that. That was Javier Sotomayor. I mean, he was aspiring to play basketball, and someone saw his leaping abilities and asked him to take up the high jump,
Yes.
and the rest was history.
And the rest was history.
No
the rest
doubt
has
a
been history.
hero
Mhm.
in Cuba, Javier Sotomayor. So, and we have jumpers nowadays, and most jumpers, I think the closest someone might have come to the 2.45 would have been maybe around 2.4. So it's not, you put the 2.45 in the same realms of a 9.58 with Usain Bolt.
Yes, almost untouchable.
Almost untouchable.
Like the 10.49 in the women's 100 meters.
Yeah, well, that's for another discussion, for another day, in a different forum.
Lawrence Griffiths Jordan.
Yes. And for another forum for that. So, there's a little asterisk there, but yeah, for another day, for another discussion. But, as we are speaking
Why
about
can't
the high
be for
jump,
today?
because we're speaking about a high jump. We're speaking about Javier Sotomayor.
Yes, indeed. Who himself was the master of the Fosbury flop.
No,
No.
the master or the founder, which one?
Well, I'm not sure if he was a founder.
No, he's not the founder.
No, not the
Dick
founder.
Fosbury is the man who created the Fosbury jump.
Right, out of Europe. But remember, the Fosbury flop was what Javier Sotomayor mastered, and in terms of following through on what Dick invented, because Dick got the name Fosbury.
Yeah, because prior to Dick Fosbury, the high jumpers usually go the other way.
which is face down.
Face, yes,
Right.
right. But he
He-
invented it in 1968, about 67, 68.
While
He
leaping
competed at the
with his back
68
closest
Olympics.
to the bar.
Yeah, he
Face
was the one
upwards,
who
right.
created that new technique
Right.
of back
Mhm.
leaping with your back, and it has ever
It's taken off since.
ever since. No, you don't see high jumpers again jumping
back-
the other way.
And back in those days,
That's
when
why it's still named the Fosbury flop.
right.
Mm.
And back in those days, though, Roger, when the athletes jump over the high jump, when they clear the high jump bar, facewards, face down, they usually land on hay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So here
grass,
you
if you will.
just saw on your screen Raymond Richards hitting down the bar. So LeShen Wilson, he stopped and start and stumbled and stuttered, and poor technique there for Richards. So here is Wilson again. He was a World Junior finalist. Here he comes again, out of St. Jago, now of GC Foster College. Clearly, big jump for him, clearing quite comfortable with many centimeters and inches over the bar. So obviously this is maybe just a training jump for LeShan Wilson. Still having possibly 8 inches on where the bar is. Richards again. Here he comes. Motors towards the bar. Here he is. Leaps. And hits it down again with the back of his thigh. Here he is.
Yeah. Got the back up, Roger.
Yes.
And
Got
while
the
his back,
elevation.
yeah,
and,
the elevation was very good.
Just
but
didn't provide
I
that
thought
kick.
the back of his heel there, maybe his
Thigh.
Achilles tendon, somewhere there,
Yeah. Mm.
caught the bar.
And
His height, though, is representational of, God bless his soul, a Jermaine Mason, Roger.
Former Olympic silver medalist for
Right.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
Won a bronze at the World Juniors
Junior Championship
in
for Jamaica, right? Back in 2002.
Right here in Kingston.
Kingston.
And went on to represent Great Britain, winning a silver medal. Stefan Holm was the winner of that gold medal out of Sweden. And Mason taking the runner-up spot then. While training here in Jamaica with the MVP club.
Look at that.
British roots. As we watch Richards again. And no good at all this time. He literally crashed into the bar. So it's a bad day for Raymond Richards. Out of the MVP track club. Here he is again. Too close. And no. 800 meters. It's a dual event here. Both men and women. So I guess the lone female competing for time.
Yeah, and again, that is in the interest of time. So give you a quick rundown of the lineup. We're seeing Gutsmore out there. Seem to be Gutsmore running there in 7. But based on the lineup, we're seeing
Omar Tatham, Dante Jeffrey in 6. And Dwayne Webb in 4.
and the sound of the gun resonating here at the National Stadium. 4 athletes, 3 male, 1 female in this, the 800 meters. And here is where the athletes will cut over on about that 1500 meter mark, or the 1500 meter start. And dashing to the front immediately should be Gutsmore. Hopefully be able to see the competitors' numbers on the front of their gear when they come into the straightaway. and then make a confirmation. Gutsmore should be competitor 599. And we're not seeing that. So it's Dante Jeffrey. And of course, Dwayne Webb.
So Gutsmore.
So they've completed one lap just now and they head into the second. And it is Webb, the marginal leader for you, with Dante Jeffrey gone in second place of Exeter Community College. And way back in third seemed to be Hudson, which is Seth Hudson unattached. And the lone female, Roger, we don't have her name on paper. Well, getting confirmation now, Roger, that it's it's an all-male race, and into the straightaway they come. That is Jeffrey, competitor 669, and he's leading, and he's pulling away immediately from the rest of the field and throwing everything into it while stepping on the gas. Unable to tell the time as the running board had the current time in Jamaica. So that's competitor 0669, the winner there, Dante Jeffrey of Exeter Community College. So Jeffrey, your winner, 159.97.
And Dwayne Webb of Mobile Comets, third. Omar Tathan, unattached, 203, 159 for Jeffrey. Webb, 213 for third, 213.73. And the lone female competitor gave Webb a good run. As here, they come into the straight now in your picture. Jeffrey.
We're getting confirmation, Roger, that it's not a lone female competitor, but it's in fact a man. So we were both thrown to the curve, Roger. Thanks to Anthony Foster.
That's why I say. That's why they say, you have to be careful in as what we as men do and who we call to, because you can easily be fooled.
Yeah. But then the winner there, Dante Jeffrey, Roger, it was 1 minute 59.
Yes.
And so now we get ready for section 2 of the men's 800 meters. And Roger will immediately give us the lineup.
We have 3 competitors down there. And in 3, 4, 5. We also see an athlete in 6. So we'll tell you that in a short while. We do see 3 GC Foster College athletes listed.
And they were here last week as well, Roger. I remember Jermaine Calvin and Denick Luke. Luke runs in 7 and Calvin runs in 6.
An event that Jamaican male have not evolved over the years into good world competitors. So we have lane 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's Gordon, Dunkley, Calvin, and Luke. Denick Luke of GC Foster College.
And Luke assumes the lead
of the pack so far.
Yes. And Luke assumes the lead, Roger, immediately as they cut over now, and his teammate goes with him. That is Jermaine Calvin. So GC Foster College 1-2 immediately, with Luke at the front and Calvin trailing in second place. They're rounding about the 200-meter mark on the course. And immediately these 2 athletes of GC Foster College begins to assert themselves in section 2 of the men's 800 meters here at Kingston's National Stadium at the JAAA Qualifiers meet 10.62. Luke in front with Calvin second. And leaving the rest of the pack slowly, Roger, as they come up now to the first lap on the course. Luke really looking good, Roger.
Right, looking strong and holding that nice, sharp endurance, sprint endurance, as he pulls away from the pack. On the back straight he goes, so having a 10-meter lead on his teammate, passing the marathon tunnel, and looking quite comfortable. That is Luke out of GC Foster College. Opening up daylight with each and every stride. 15 meters and another 50 meters. Behind Calvin is Dunkley, and they come into the straight now, and Luke all alone. Denick Luke of GC Foster College way ahead. Watching the clock now, 1:49.03. Not a bad effort today from Luke.
Not at all, Raj.
1:49.03 in the hot sun here. And second going to Jermaine Calvin, also GC Foster College, stooping to catch his breath. Denick Luke, your race winner here. Second section of the men's 800 meters. Gordon 1:54 and Dunkley 1:58.64. So Luke 1:49.09, the winner in the second section of the men's 800 meters here at the JAAA Qualification Series at the National Stadium in Kingston.
Well, a smart time that time by Luke, Roger. Dennis Luke, following through to form and coach's instruction as to by this time. Not too sure what transpired there. Never liked that kind of hop step or injury looking step across the line that time from Luke. If we take a look at it again at our picture, Roger, just look at how he finished. Not a gradual run through the tape, just like a hop step or a kind of a hobble.
A leap step for the final stride. And
but he seemed to be okay.
Below the 150 mark, 1:49.03. Decent outing, one would say, in the hot sun
here in Kingston.
Luke.
All right, now section 3, we come upon that for the men's 800 meters based on the listing we have on paper. Only 5 competitors we're seeing on the track. But we have Davante Daly, should run out of lane 5, GC Foster College. Jorge Liranzo, lane 3, Cameron Blazers. Kimar Farkas and Formula of Calabar, unattached, should be in 4. Taj Leon Wisdom in lane 5, representing GC Foster College. Exed Community College's Sadiq Marsh runs in lane 6. And O'Shane Codling of Falcon Empire should be in 7, Roger.
So far, we're seeing what? 5 competitors.
And so then immediately we'll look to their assignment per lane, Roger, and then we'll make the confirmation as to who reported and who did not.
Yeah, well, there are 6 slated. We're seeing 5 so far.
So we'll tell you who the absent athlete is in a while.
Kimar Faxon is there, Formula of Calabar, and of course he was a semi-finalist at the under 20s. And would have been an overall favorite if they had a chance last year.
Indeed.
To lower the 800 meters Class 1 record. Wasn't to be.
It was a favorite going in. All right, so the competitor that we could scratch from our program now is O'Shane Codling, who should report to lane 7, is not there, of Falcon Empire. So we have lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, 5, 6, and 7, with Kimar Farkason there in lane 4. And that athlete there of Tajleon Wisdom of GC Foster College out in 5. And then on his inside, Sadiq Marsh of Exed Community College. So they go on the back straight, that 1500 mark, that just past the McDonald Tunnel, and 4 athletes in a bunch. And going in front immediately is Sadiq Marsh of Exeter Community College, well, just fading just a bit, is Jorge Liranzo of Cameron Blazers. Kimar Farkas in there with Tajlian Wisdom of GC Foster College. So a bunch of three, with Farkas now in front. And Tajlian Wisdom of GC Foster College gone second. They passed the line 52 at the bell, Roger.
Right, good outing there so far for the top two runners in Kemar Farquharson
and Tajlian Wisdom,
right,
of GC Foster College. These
now
two
running unattached.
Yeah, these two now, Roger, have pulled away from the rest of the pack.
Farquharson holding that lead comfortable right now, 4 meters, 5 meters. And still Farquharson at the top of the curve now, coming around, opening up 4, 5, 6 meters and pulling away with each and every stride. Here he comes. National junior representative, now into senior years. Kimar Farquharson steps away and driving forward now. Let's see, what will his time be? Let's see if he'll beat the 149.03 earlier by Luke. Yes, he does.
Yes, 148.94.
And
Tajlian Wisdom of GC Foster College ends up second. Well, we're
right.
seeing Daly getting the second place.
So Kimar Farquharson there, logging 148.94 this morning. 148.98 the official time. Wisdom second. 153.59. And Daly out of GC Foster College as well. 153.87. Close going there between the two GC Foster athletes for that second spot. Wisdom winning. But here is Farquharson now, driving forward.
Never looking like he's tiring at all, Roger.
And
just getting
on.
getting stronger throughout the race. And here is where usually on the international circuit the athletes usually pull away, Roger, especially starting on the back straight away. And he asserted himself immediately and pull away from the athlete of GC Foster College, Kimar Farquharson, showing experience and courage, Roger.
Right, so let's see. He's hoping to make a senior, hoping to make the Olympic team. So let's see how he fares there. So that was a completion of the 800 meters for men. And we move on to the women's 400 meters. And it will be a lone race. Let's see if we can give you some results again. The women's discus, there was a lone competitor, so let's see how she fared. Tamara Thompson of GC Foster College, 48.01. The result there for the women's discus throw. The men's discus throw, well, we have the world silver medalist, world championship silver medalist, Frederick Dakers, having an outing today, a decent one, 62.09, way below his lofty numbers posted. But this is just a
development meet
outing for a training outing for Frederick Dakers today, 62.09, and the under 20 world champion Kai Chang, second overall, 61.11 meters. So good outing by the athletes, coached by Julian Robinson. So we have two former world junior or under 20 champions competing. The senior one, Frederick Dakers, coming out on top, 62.09, and the immediate under 20 world champion Kai Chang, second, 61.11 meters. The women's high jump saw Kimberly Williamson clearing 1.81 meters.
She was the, well, She was one of two competitors, Roger.
Right.
So
And eventually she was a lone competitor as Ramona Hilton.
she was scratched or
Yes.
disqualified?
Yes, she in fact didn't finish the event at all.
Okay, so Kimberly Williamson, the winner there. The women's high jump, and Roger mentioned her height.
1.81 meters. Tishana Hicklin, when winning quite recently here in the local meets here in Jamaica, she won again today of GC Foster College, the women's long jump, with a leap of 6.05 meters. Jodian Strutt, second, 5.78 meters, and Melissa Walker of MVP, 5.76 meters. So Tishana Hicklin winning the women's long jump event. All right, so Lushan Wilson clearing 1.90 meters. Raymond Richards, 1.85. So one attempt at the 2-meter mark by Lushan Wilson. We didn't clear it. So overall, finishing with 1.90. And no jumps yet for the triple jump. The javelin, senior women, Diana Morrison of Excelsior, finishing with a throw of 31.29 meters, ahead of Jeanne Pitt of St. Catherine, 26.21 meters. Dania Morrison, Excelsior, winning 31.29, the women's javelin event. Natalie Albert, the lone competitor in the women's shot put, logged a distance of 10.47 meters. Men long jump, Sean D. Thompson coming up again as winner today, 7.40 meters. So we head over now to the lone.
Well, we head over now to the track, Roger, where it's the 400 meters women event. Of the 8 competitors on paper, 5 have reported. Rashonda Chambers 1, Yannick McNeil 4, Ristanana Bailey Cole in 5, Tovia Jenkins 7, and Safia Thompson in 8. Away they go, and immediately we look to the athlete Ristanana Bailey Cole in the middle of the track. Really looking smooth on the back straight away, and pulling away is Safia Thompson out there in lane 8 of Legacy Athletics. So it's Safia Thompson in Tovia Jenkins there of Sprint Tech in lane 7. And in the middle of the track, we see Ristanana Bailey Cole of Titans International. The race may come down to these two as they come now with 300 meters covered. And in the last 100 meters, lane 7, it is Tovia Jenkins of Sprint Tech. She's all alone at the top of the mark and into the straightaway. Don't believe they'll catch her. Not today. Less than 50 meters to run. And Tovia Jenkins, tall, striding Jenkins, looking at the clock and motoring through to win it. 52.31. And Ristanana Bailey Cole will finish second.
Another good training run there today. Tovia Jenkins out of Sprint Tech. And you see the race finishing. The sanitizers coming around. 52.32, the official time for Jenkins. Bailey Cole, 55.19. Bailey Cole, of course, of 400 meter hurdles fame. And third was McNeil, 56.18.
Make that Yannick McNeil of Cameron Blazers.
So we have 3 sections of the men's event to come. And we'll tell you that in a short while. So Frederick Dakers, another world championship medalist, competing here today. Earlier we saw Tajay Gale in the men's 100 meters, winning his section. But the men's long jump, we were saying earlier, Sean D. Thompson of GC Foster College, winning. And an overall leap of 7.40 meters. Adrian Riley of Ricketts Performance, 7.02. And Joseph Rami of MVP 6.89, the top three there in the men's long jump.
So now we have section 1 of 3 of the men's 400 meters on track. And Roger will have a commentary on that. But in terms of who have reported, we're seeing 6 athletes of the 7 on paper. Lane 7 should feature Gavin Shand, Jamaica Elite. Lane 6, Romario Pattison, Exeter Community College. Lane 5 features O'Shane Codlin, Falcon Empire. Lane 4, Dashawn Green is unattached. And in lane 2, it would be Nico Williams.
All right, so the men's 400 meters. Top runners not showing up here.
So on your screen, Williams 3, Deshaun Green 4, Codlin 5, Pattison 6, Shandon 7, and Paul Henry in lane 8.
All right, so there's
lane 8 is vacant at the moment.
Lane 2, lane 4, lane 5, 6, and 7. So they go to their marks. Section 1, the men's 400 meters. Shane Green.
We'll see how Codlin run in this race, Roger. Runs out of lane 5. He ran earlier on.
And off they go. And early running here by Codlin. And Patterson of Exeter Community College
asserts himself.
Steps away, comfortably away at the 200 meters mark, leaving behind the rest, including Codlin, Shand. And they're coming around now into the straight. And the man in lane 6, Romario Patterson, he's now being challenged in lane 4 by Deshane Green. He steps forward now and Green strikes it. 49.22 the flash time. The man who did all the running, Romario Patterson, faded in the end and had to settle for second.
Yeah, just never had enough. Just never had enough in the tank, Roger.
49.25 the winning time for Green. Patterson second, 49.77, and Codling third, 50.21. So here you seen the closing stages of this race where Green reeled in Patterson, who did all the running up to the 3:50 mark. And then, as you see the replay now, up and close, Patterson had the lead, but here comes Green now, striding forward, arms pumping,
yes,
in the wind. So Patterson literally hit the wall, as they call it, hitting the wall when you come off that curve into the straight 100 meters straight into 400 meters.
And just not having enough fuel in the tank to pull it through, Roger.
Not at all. And finishing in second place, reeled in by the winner,
Romario Patterson. Green, Deshane Green. 49.25, Green, Roger, showing determination because you recognize now at that point that Patterson was finished.
Yes, as you saw him reeled in Patterson and getting him right just in time. So
what happens to the runners, Roger, when they come into the straightaway? I mean, myself used to do track and field back in the day. I mean, you know, it seems as if there's nothing left in the legs.
No, I mean, that final 100 meters is a real killer in the 400 meters, because you know you have to maintain your sprint endurance now, And you can't go any faster. It's
Not
just
at all.
momentum.
Yeah.
You literally you go at your fastest between the 150 to 250.
Right.
And then now it's all about composure now and form and
strength.
holding that
Yes,
endurance,
yes,
that
yes,
strength
yes.
into the straight. And that's a killer for many athletes.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't like the 400 meters, because it's a very hard event. Many don't like the training.
It's not that you can play catch up somewhere in the race. You have to sprint the entire 400 meters.
Right. Yeah.
So this is now.
I mean, of course, when you had our own Herb McKinley's and the George Rodens and Arthur Wint creating that sprint endurance for the world to follow. Just a pity that some of our athletes not yet been able to
build on that.
All right. So
it's lane 8 Henry, lane 7 Biggs, lane 6 Gordon, lane 5 Green, and lane 4 Williams. Away they go. First time of asking, no problem at all. And immediately we look to lane 6, and is Francois Gordon of Mobe Comets, looking strong there in the middle of the track. But as they pass the McDonald Tunnel, look at Akeem Henry running there out of lane 8, unattached. He's in the black. And they come up on the 200 meters mark, and it is Henry who is leading them just about now, of Glenmore Biggs and Francois Gordon. Unattached, Roshane Green is in there as well. But they will have to scramble for the minor places, because the athlete out there in lane 8 is looking superb. Akeem Henry unattached. And now they hit the wall. Just less than 50 meters to run. But Henry holding form, looking strong and coming through. They won't catch him. Not today. Great running from him. And the flash time 50.35 seconds for Akeem Henry Roger, unattached.
All right. So did most of the running. Held it right through. And the others tried to close the gap.
Yeah.
They weren't succeeding.
No,
Henry
Green-
held that right through and finishing 50.40, the official time. Green second, 51.56, and Williams third, 51.79.
The entire field was running on, Roger, but they did so a little too late. Because here on the... This is just about when they were cutting... This is about when they were trying to cut the wind, Roger. And the wind hitting them in the face as they come over the line. Because usually, you're in the straightaway, Raj.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to cut the wind.
But he held that step and that composure right there in lane 8.
Mm-hmm. And Green was running on, and Francois Gordon as well as Nico Williams. But
doing all the running today,
yeah,
in this second section is Akeem Henry.
But they were scrambling for the minor placings.
Yes, second place to Green. Williams third.
We're on section 3 now, Raj.
Let's see. We have the likes of Anthony Carpenter in lane 3. Let's see, a full slate turning out for this event. So we have Anthony Carpenter, world representative at the junior and youth levels. And formerly of Calabar, of that famous high school record holding team.
That 4x4 team, Raj?
Anthony Carpenter. He was slated there for lane 3. Thought I saw him earlier. Oh yes, there he is. So we have in 2 Robin Black. In 3 Carpenter. Carney Slater.
In
leading 4 a host of GC Foster College athletes now. O.J. Jackson, Demar Murray, and Zadrian Barnes. And the lone MVP athlete out there in lane 8, Adrian Tuller. Anthony Carpenter of Legacy Athletics, trying to make it on the international scene as a senior. Anthony Carpenter. And behind him is Robin Black. just to remind you that you're watching the JAAA Qualification Series here in Kingston's National Stadium. And athletes continue to jostle themselves for qualification times, distances, leaps, and so on for international events to come. Of course, Jamaica will not be having the Jamaica Invitational again this year. And also the Racers Grand Prix off again this year as well. So no major international event for Jamaica this year.
Oh, Lord. Ain't
Right.
good at all for the track and field fans and for the purists.
Right, so...
The Jamaica Invitational being a IWF era permit meeting.
Right. So, they're on their marks. Set, and off they go. So, Carpenter gets up well, closes the gap on O.J. Jackson. And out there is Adrian Barnes of GC Foster College, just by O.J. Jackson and Demar Murray. Carpenter left back for now, so the GC Foster quartet looking the strongest of the pack right now as they come around. Out there is Adrian Barnes still, and closing in is Murray. And here they come now, and grabbing the lead into the straightaway, it is Slater. Slater holds the lead. Murray in second. Murray closes now. So it's a battle between Slater and Murray. Coming now down to the wire, and close going. Demar Murray crossing the line first. Slater second. As we await the official time for Demar Murray. 46.51. The top time so far. Slater second, 46.57. And Adrian Barnes, who did a lot of the running earlier in the race, also of GC Foster College, coming in third. So 46.51. So at this stage, it was Slater holding the lead. But here comes Murray now, reeling in Slater all the time, closing. On his shoulder he came, passed him and held that step right to the line, winning the third section, the fastest time of the day, 46.51 for the man from GC Foster College, Demar Murray. Disappointing run from Anthony Carpenter. In fact, he finished way down the pack. So, tough going there for Anthony Carpenter, the former Calabar man, and now running for Legacy Athletics. So that's a completion of the men's 400 meters. Just to remind you that you're watching StrideVisionTV, live and continuous track and field action here, the JAAA Qualification Series at the National Stadium in Kingston. Yours truly, Roger Haspel, along with Dwight Fraser. We take a break.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dogs. Those dandruff needed of.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we're not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look here. Wow. That smell good. Yo, midget. Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, wow. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse, on demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
Water, Jamaica.
There's a new you, ready to make a real change for 2021, and Peaberry Institute is just the place for you. At PBI, you can study nursing, medical assisting, and even become a home health aide. Short programs, flexible schedules, on-campus labs, superb student support services, caring faculty and staff. Bottom line, we care about you. Come, check us out. Financial aid available to those that qualify.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty ducks. Though it's dandruff needed of.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we're not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look here. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, wow. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy, Win the Screen Posse, on demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only. COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we're now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dunce. Does dandruff mean it up?
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want a dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least no homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look at. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make your mouth water drop in my food.
Smell good, what? It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse. On demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.
Good.
Welcome back here to the National Stadium. It's the JAAA Qualification Series, 10.62 on your screens on StrideVisionTV. Yours truly, Roger Haspel.
Alongside Dwight Fraser.
And we are heading into the 400 hurdles. 2 competitors so far we have seen shown up.
It's Malik James King, formerly of Calabar, in 4. And O'Shane Levy, University of Technology or University of the West Indies in lane 5.
So two competitor race here. Earlier, Kimar Farquharson claiming the 800 meters top spot in a minute 48.99 seconds. Denick Luke of GC Foster second, a minute 49.08. Taj Leon Wisdom, also of GC Foster College, third, 153.60. Devontae Daly, another GC Foster College runner, 153.88. And fifth overall was Royal Gordon, GC Foster, 1 minute 54.59 seconds. Men's 800 meters run. Tovia Jenkins, the winner of the women's 400 meters, decent outing for her of Sprintec, 52.32 seconds. Ristalana Tracy Cole, Titans International, second, 55.20. Yannick McNeil, Cameron Blazers, third, 56.19. Results of the women's 400 meters. Just had the running of the men's 400 meters. The overall winner, Demar Murray, 46.52 seconds. Carney Slater, also of GC Foster College, second, 46.58. And another GC Foster College athlete, Zajan Barnes, third overall, 47.49.
And interestingly, Roger, the top 3 that you've just mentioned from GC Foster College all ran in the same heat section.
In fact, the entire cast of that heat, the top 5, O.J. Jackson, also GC Foster, 47.62. And Anthony Carpenter of Legacy Athletics, 47.84.
So it was the fastest heat of the morning.
And that producing the fastest times overall.
In the men's 400 meters today. We're coming to you live on StrideVisionTV. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser, alongside
Roger Haspel. And just to tell you that coming up now is the men's 400 hurdles. We have 2 competitors in Malik James King and Shane Levy.
So James King lines up in 4, is in black, and O'Shane Levy, University of the West Indies, in 5. They're on their marks. Into the set position, and away they go. First time of asking. Malik James King is one of those competitors who will sit back and strike at the right time. But wasting no time is O'Shane Levy of the University of West Indies. He's gone to business right away with 2 flights of hurdles cleared on the back straight away. He's looking smooth and looking strong. And going along the McDonald Tunnel, Malik James King now stepping on the gas and putting in some degree of work on that 200-meter turn with at least 5 flights of hurdle to clear. Here is Malik James King. He goes to work now and passes him on the outside. Malik James King, a smooth competitor, smooth operator, and a tough one he is. At the top of the straightaway with at least 2 flights of hurdles to clear. Malik James King, now virtual alone based on the gap open up between himself and the previous leader. 2 men in this race, and Malik James King, the bigger of the 2. And he finishes 51.33, Roger?
Yes. Started the race. Seeing what the man from UA had to do, which was Shane Levy. Levy did all the work in the first 200 meters, but James King bided his time, 51.37 you see there, the winning official time for Malik James King. Started to do the work at the marathon tunnel, kept pace, and reeled him in at the 150 mark, and continued to dominate the race from there on in, pulling away, comfortable. Here he comes, crossing the line. Malik James King winning this lone 400-meter hurdles event here at the JAAA qualifiers. Look at it now. He, by this time, had a big gap showing strength and endurance, pushing to the line, and coming home 51-37 for the former Calabar man.
Next on track, Roger, would be the event number 24, women's 1500 meters run.
Yes, and maybe that event will have some doing to go. So we'll await that. But in the meantime, as we said earlier, we had some qualifying meets earlier this week. We had the Eastern Championships,
as well as the
Western
Championships.
St. Mary High defending their crown in the Eastern Championships, and Stets winning the Western Championships, both the boys and girls section. The girls dethroning Rossies, the boys retaining their title, and that was for Western Champs. So that is out of the way. There was a last chance meet yesterday for the athletes here at the National Stadium, as well as meets earlier at Calabar. And I guess the organizers now will be tabulating the best qualifiers now, the top athletes who will compete at champs in all disciplines based on that last chance yesterday, the Eastern and Western Championships, the Corporate Area Championships, and other qualification events. Maybe one or two junior athletes are competing today as well, maybe just to be in shape for champs. But speaking about champs, Dwight, it's going to be 11 to 15. Every single person who will be entering the stadium will have to be COVID-19 free, including the media.
And then again, 1 week later, we haven't done our checks to find out if those tests, the cost of those tests will be borne by the
Yes. Well, I saw a press release this morning coming out of the JAAA regarding the protocols where that is concerned. And it's basically, we know that those tests will be borne by ISA. And here we have the release, maybe the first time you'll be hearing it anywhere. All right, so all non-athletes participants at the ISA Boys and Girls Athletics Championships from ISA, subject COVID-19 testing data, date April 30. Please be advised that as stipulated under the Government of Jamaica's approval for the staging of the ISA Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, all participants must produce a negative COVID-19 test prior to the start of the meet. ISA has made an arrangement with the University Hospital of the West Indies to conduct all testing on our behalf. The swabbing for testing will be conducted at the National Indoor Sports Center and will take place between Friday, May 7th and Sunday, May 9th. So we're talking about next weekend. A schedule will be made available by Tuesday, May 4. Each non-athlete participant is required to complete the Google form link included here
and there's
in the release, and there's a link by Monday, May 3.
And the link is included in the press release.
Right. Additionally, all persons, including athletes, to be tested must visit the website www.swabtostatus.com and complete the form and appointment. However, please note that although this process is mandatory, ISA will make a schedule for all persons to be tested and will share same by Tuesday, May 4, 2021. Kindly complete this section by Wednesday, May 5. So all persons, including athletes, to be tested must visit the website of www.swabtostatus.com. That's www.swabtostatus.com. StrideVisionTV.com and complete the form and appointment. As we're repeating, please note that although this process is mandatory, ISA will make a schedule for all persons to be tested and will share same by Tuesday. That's this coming Tuesday. And they are urging persons to complete this section by Wednesday, May 5. The release continued. Please note the following list of school personnel for whom ISA will take responsibility for testing. All athletes entered in individual events.
Yes.
2 per relay teams not entered in an individual event, excepting for the medley relay, where we'll do up to a maximum of 6 persons not entered in an individual event. 1 coach per 8 athletes entered.
So if it's 16 athletes, then they will allow 2 coaches.
Boys teams are separated from girls team, even from the same school. 1 COVID-19 marshal per 15 athletes. 1 bus driver per team. 1 female chaperone per 20 girls entered. 1 certified medical personnel per 40 athletes entered. Thank you, as we look forward to a safe championship. So that is the release coming out of the Intersecondary School Sport Association today regarding COVID-19 testing for all non-athlete participants as well as athletes. So once again, all persons, including athletes, to be tested must visit the website www.swabtostatus.com and complete the form and appointment.
Also, the form will give the athlete or the coach an appointment date.
Yes, and it states,
okay,
although this process is mandatory, ISA will make a schedule for all persons to be tested and will share by Tuesday, May 4. So it's very technical in terms of how you're going to be entering the stadium for the ISA Boys and Girls Athletics Championship. So our dear friends watching in diaspora and elsewhere, it won't be business as usual this year.
And for those watching in the diaspora on Stride Vision right now, we say good morning or good afternoon, whether in the United States, Canada, or in England. Because, Roger, I've gotten that question many times throughout the season, yourself as well, of if spectators will be allowed at champs, and no spectators will be allowed.
Right, so all these things, including ourselves, Dwight, if we are to be allowed in the stadium, we'll have to go through this process. It's not business as usual.
Yeah.
So I think this week coming up will be a very, very tedious week in terms of, you know, getting athletes tested and so on.
But a question asked, Roger, by one of our viewers to me just now in a message is that what if the athlete or official shows a positive COVID test on the day of the testing? What happens thereafter? The letter didn't speak to that.
There's where things is going to be very technical because
you know that can happen, Roger.
Well, what is happening though is that what they're telling you is that you will not enter the stadium if you are COVID-19 positive.
Okay.
That's the first thing. So that first test is to get out of the way in terms of who is COVID-free from who is not. In terms of additional testing into the championships, that it doesn't specify or it doesn't state. So maybe there will be just one test because, you know, it will be a cost. And the test that will be done will be the lone test as far as what we're seeing. You won't be any...
As far as ISA is concerned.
Yeah, you won't be any other test after those assigned by ISA. Because, you know, it could be tremendous cost and so on. So very interesting times here for sports in Jamaica in particular. And of course, it's going to be a very, very, very good test run as to see how our sporting organizers will be handling such a massive event in this pandemic.
Well, interesting time calls for interesting action. It calls for unconventional methods, Roger, to have life continue. Maybe not necessarily in the same way we used to enjoy it, but we have to survive. Interestingly, though, Roger, while no spectators are allowed at champs, you mentioned earlier on, about 2 hours or so ago, in a discussion about the MLS, the Carabao Cup, and some other events.
Especially in America and
Yes,
so on.
inviting spectators, at
Yes,
least
they
in a
have,
limited
they are
number.
they are taking back spectators in limited numbers and so on. All right. So the
Yes.
sporting events internationally, Europe, America, and so on, Central America, they have begun to re-invite spectators back into their event, but in limited numbers, which is a test and so on. Test run to see how they manage that.
Yes.
Remember the Carabao Cup last week? Both teams, Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur, they had 5,000 spectators each. And if you looked in the stadium, they were quite comfortable and spaced out and so on.
Yes.
That's how they are dealing with it. We are seeing it also in the NBA.
So then, Roger,
where spectators have begun to come back into sporting events,
and
but
I'm
in limited numbers.
And I'm in the mind of some of the viewers watching StrideVisionTV right now. So why couldn't that happen for our spectators here at Champs?
Well, in Jamaica, things might be very different, because you see how long it took for some sporting events to be back up and running, even though majority of the sports still
are not back up
as yet.
Not at all.
Football, netball, cricket,
basketball.
We know swimming activities is taking place, because every Saturday there's something at the National Stadium Aquatic Center.
Right.
So swimming is up and running, and maybe swimming is one of the safest sports as well, because of they said that the COVID cannot be circulated in the chlorine.
Okay.
Where the national pool is. So I guess that is up. But majority of the sports are still not up and running, sending in their respective requests and protocol, basketball, netball. In fact, in terms of netball, one of the good things about netball is that we have quite a few competitors in Australia and in England competing.
Right.
So
Janil Fowler being one of them.
Yeah, and the rest. In fact, they'll be playing. In fact, the Suncorp Super Netball League starting tonight. Well, today.
Would it have been last night?
Yes. Well,
last night our time.
Yeah, it started with Janil Fowler, West Coast Fever, and Melbourne Vixens with Katie and Dehaney.
Yes.
Melbourne Vixens being the defending champion and so on. So, luckily for netball, if there's competition now in terms of international matches, Sunshine Girls say against the other teams, we'll be having netballers ready.
Yes.
Because of being in a high level competitive atmosphere in the Suncorp Netball League, and in England the Vitality Netball Series. But locally,
nothing.
I mean, the local girls are just preparing by Zoom, and that is not sustainable.
Not at all.
And you still need to identify your local talent, because, I mean, it's out of the local talent, comes those who would have gone on to international level and earning a decent living in the netball leagues.
Which would mean, therefore, Roger, that maybe the netballers, for the purpose of this discussion then, could not necessarily perform at the optimum level against a team like Australia and New Zealand.
Not the local based netballers.
You'd only have to call those in England or those being playing in the Super Netball League in Australia.
So that's a good thing.
And then again,
that's the only good thing for netball.
Right.
Football, you say they can call upon the players who ply their trade in Europe and America, currently to be a part of, to be named in the Reggae Boys squad and so on. But any local based players now would find it very difficult to get into the national team because of lack of football. No football since last March.
Yes. Especially the Premier League.
Right.
And the Manning under Costa Cup.
Manning under Costa Cup was cancelled. Premier League still not yet given the go ahead.
No parish competition either.
No parish, nothing at all. So local football is suffering, and we were on a forum recently where it was pointed out by Howard McIntosh of CONCACAF Development Officer in the region, that the cost for no football action, it is costing for no football action is over 1.5 billion Jamaican dollars as we speak. For no football, that's the cost.
For our country.
Costing.
For Jamaica.
Yes. You're talking about 100 million US there.
1.5 billion.
Yes, because we're talking about, and the majority of that is just for top flight, say the Premier League level. We're talking about in terms of what clubs would spend, what they would pay, sponsorship money,
gate receipts, and so on. Yes.
Then for administration, referees,
transportation, meals,
everything.
Yes.
And then that majority of that would be just for the Premier League level alone.
Wow.
Then we're not talking about second tier football,
which is like the major league, the parish competitions, and so on.
Yes, which also involve huge amount of money.
Yes, yes.
Then we're talking about referees in there again.
Yes.
Administrators in there again, and so on. Then
we're talking about the schoolboy football,
where sponsorship money is concerned.
Yes.
The respective con and community leagues quite popular in a number of parishes that attract a number of Premier League national players. Team corner leagues, Lime Hall, in Western Jamaica, Eastern Jamaica. You're talking about those as well. So it's a huge cost for no football to be played now. Luckily for track and field,
yes,
as was pointed out by Bruce James of MVP, they have not yet they have not yet felt anything major. But he said, if a number of events should be cancelled. Already in Jamaica, the Jamaica Invitational has been cancelled.
The Racers Track Meet.
Racers Track Meet has been cancelled, so that's a huge cost there already. But if you have things like national qualifiers, Olympics, all the major international events, the regional events, if those events should be cancelled, and local events, luckily up to now, which have not, well, some of them just started recently, but if those events should not go ahead, then you'd see the tremendous cost track and field would have to be borne. But for now, track and field luckily is up and running, and they won't feel it that much.
Yes.
Maybe just for some individual athletes who normally would
depend on those meets,
on international meets and so on, and they are not top flight athletes.
And then from a sponsorship perspective, too, Roger, I think you also have to understand that Jamaica National, for example, who spends tremendously on the JN meet for a number of years, which is an era qualifying meet.
All right, Dwight, I'm afraid that's where we'll have to be wrapping up our broadcast today. Just to give you a quick rundown of the race winners here today. Sashali Forbes.
Starting with women's 100 meters.
Women's 100 meters, 11.17 seconds. The winner ahead of Ramona Birchall, 11.39, and Ronisha McGregor, 11.58. Third. Then the men's 100 meters, Rashid Dwyer winning 10.34, ahead of Akeem Blake 10.35, and Romario Williams 10.37. It was on to the 110 hurdles, and we had Lloyd Facey defeating Deuce Carter 14.34 to 14.32. That's for the men's 110 hurdles. There was no women's 100 meters. The 200 meters won by Stephanie Ann McPherson of MVP, 23.07, ahead of Candice McLeod, 23.41, and Kadisha Cameron, 23.84. The men's 200 event, Akeem Blake, for the second straight week, dipping below 21 seconds, 20.99. Akeem Blake of Titans winning the 200 meters for men ahead of Rashid Broadbell. Of course, Broadbell, the 110-meter hurdler, were leading 110-meter hurdler. He was second in the 200 meters today, 21.16, and Shane Bailey third, 21.20. That's for the men's 200 meters. Kimar Farquharson winning the men's 800 meters in a minute 48.99 seconds. The men's 400 hurdles, Malik James King for 51.38. And those are just some of the results here. The women's shot put, Natalie Albert, 10.47. The men's long jump, Sean D. Thompson with a leap of 7.40 meters. The men's discus throw, possibly the biggest name here today in terms of world championship pedigree, Frederick Dakers winning with a throw of 62.09. We also had Tajay Gale running in the 100 meters earlier today,
Yes.
logging at 10.56 in his section.
And winning his section as well.
Right. And of course, we have events such as the long jump, Tishana Hicklin, 6.05 meters. And the women's discus throw, Tamara Thompson, 48.01. And those are the results out of the J3 Qualification Series.
Okay, but there's one competitor now in the men's triple jump.
Right. There's a lone competitor competing in the triple jump, but action on the track has come to an end. And at this time, Dwight, it's time to give our respective credits for the broadcast here at the National Stadium. It's the J3 Qualification Series 10.6.
And before we give the rundown, Roger, as to the entire cast, also to Malik James King clocking 51.37 seconds to win the men's 400-meter hurdles event.
All right, so just for team credits here today at the J3 Qualification Series, Christopher Gibbon, our technical director.
And our producer, Shane Eason.
Carlington Barrett, our videographer.
Another videographer with us was Romaine Clark.
As well as Leon Lindo.
Special thanks to Tagion Thomas, our social media manager.
Of course, you can log on to the social media and catch all the latest action out of track and field here in Jamaica. Ashley Bennett, photographer.
Our graphic designer today, special thanks to Master Bruce.
All those pretty graphics and impressive fireworks in the graphics.
No wonder they call him a master, Roger.
Yeah. Master Bruce, you see it? The master, that's his real name, you know. Of course, Ronald Brown, our audio man, our audio engineer.
Without him, our listeners couldn't hear us at all, Roger.
Indeed, and of course, those are our special team members here at StrideVisionTV as we seek to become your #1 track and field broadcasters, and that is not a joke.
Oh, no, not at all, Roger. I think I spoke recently to our managing director and I said I like the cast assembled because not only are they matter-of-factly but business-like, serious about what they do, and the fact that the production continues to improve in quality each week speaks volume to the hard work that they do.
All right, so that's about it for us, Dwight.
Yeah. Any major things standing out for you today?
Well, Blake again dipping below 21 seconds in the 200 meters. Dwyer winning the 100 meters.
Right. And I think I like also to Demar Murray logging 46.52, the fastest on the day.
Right, and there was Frederick Dakers, the world silver medalist, competing here today and throwing a 62 point in the discus throw. So those
still
are
on the tutelage of Julian Robinson.
Indeed.
His coach, yes.
So, that's it, my peeps.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. And on behalf of the entire crew, this is Roger Haspel.
And Dwight Fraser.
Signing out. Have yourselves a wonderful time. Until we meet again right here on StrideVisionTV.
COVID-19 has shut us down at center stage, but we are now online with Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse.
Lie! Me never have no lies. Pretty dogs. Though it's dandruff needed up.
No, boy. Dandruff can't walk.
Same fun and laughter, but now in the safety and comfort of your own home. On demand, online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9.
You want one of my dumpling?
No, I'm good.
A sweet and sour gravy.
That are mostly sour.
Purchase your tickets now at go.carrotixplus/center stage. Gather the entire family and watch when it's convenient. It's that simple.
At least we're not homeless and a box out the street and a dead for hunger like a U-bull.
You idiot! Yo, look at. Wow! That smell good. Yo, midget! Might make a mouth water drop in on my phone.
Smell good one. It think like.
No, I don't think.
Bad mind I go kill you. If sour food not poison your thoughts.
Hey, boy. Is what that?
Pizza.
What name, sir?
This! It no have no other name, don't see, sha.
That's Patrick Brown's hilarious comedy Windscreen Posse. On demand, now online. This Mother's Day weekend only, May 7 to 9. Get your tickets now.